St. John the Short and St. Paesa. He was born about the year 339 around the Theban region in Upper Egypt in a poor but holy family. St. John moved into the desert at the age of 8, where he became a disciple to St. Pemwa, who was also the teacher of St. Bishay, the perfect man. St. Pemwa tried to deter him from adopting the harsh monastic life. Then one night an angel appeared to him, asking him to accept the young John as a monk. After 3 full days of fasting and prayers, the master and the disciple witnessed an angel blessing the new clothes that John was to put on. Abba Pemwa, who was his director for his first lesson, bade him to plant in the ground a walking stick and water it every day until it should bring forth fruit. St. John did so with great simplicity, though the river was about 12 miles away from where the stick was planted. When he had continued his task, without speaking one word about it, into the 3rd year, the stick, which had taken root, pushed forth leaves and buds and produced fruit. The old hermit, gathering the fruit, carried it into the church, and giving it to some of the brethren, said, "Take and eat of the fruit of obedience." The tree of St. John the Short, known as the Tree of Obedience, stands in the monastery of St. John the Short to this day. St. John's mind dwelt constantly on divine issues. He used to take a commandment a day and work hard to perfect it. A certain charitable young woman named Paesa, after the death of her parents, opened her house to the care of strangers and the needy. She was so generous that her wealth was entirely spent, and not finding money to survive, she fell gradually into a disorderly life. The monks entreated St. John to try to reclaim her, and he went to her house, and, sitting down by her, he said, "What reason can you have to complain about Jesus, that you should thus abandon him?" At these words she was struck silent, and seeing the saint in tears, she said to him, "Why do you weep?" And St. John replied, "How can I not weep while I see Satan in possession of your heart?" She was moved by his gentleness and concern for her, and grace entered into her heart, and she asked him, "Father, is the path of penitence still open to me?" "It is," he replied. "Then show me the way." He rose up, and she followed him without saying another word, and as he was leading her to one of the nuns' monasteries, they slept in the desert. During the prayer of midnight, St. John saw the soul of Paesa going up to heaven, carried by the angels, and heard a voice telling him that her penitence was perfect before God, and in the morning he found her dead. When he drew near his end, his disciples entreated him to leave them some final lesson of Christian perfection. He sighed that he might shun the error of a teacher alleging his own doctrine and practice, and he said, "I have never followed my own will, nor did I ever teach another what I had not first practiced myself." When he departed, his servant, who was coming back from the village, saw the angels carrying his soul to heaven, accompanied by the spirits of the saints. May the prayers of St. John and St. Paesa be with us, and glory be to God forever. Amen.